Yeah, do remember to check out Doggie Diamonds No Filter on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Apple Podcasts and Spotify, Doggie Diamonds No Filter. If you've never checked it out before, the links are right below in the description box. Also, for only $100, I'll promote whatever you need on my social medias and my website. That's my Twitter, Facebook, Insta Stories, and my YouTube community, and my website, www.doggiediamondstv.com. Hit me up on Instagram at Doggie Diamonds for your promo. Serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. And if you were a member of this channel before, you can become a member again, or you can become a member now. The link is right in the description box as well. Become a member of the channel right now. And if you haven't purchased any of my Doggie Diamonds No Filter merch, or my Black Love shirts, or my No Wag Bars shirts, just go to shop.doggiediamondstv.com. That's in the description box as well. And if you need anger management, domestic violence intervention, life coaching, then Corinne Bliss Johnson can help you. Just contact them at Corinne Bliss Johnson on Instagram for your assessment now, at Corinne Bliss Johnson for your assessment now. Let's go. Why does everything sound so low? Yeah, let's turn this up. Let's turn up for real. We're turning up today. Yes, we turning up. No long intros today. As you follow and hit the like button, Cash App pinned to the top for anybody who's interested in supporting financially. The Cash App is pinned to the top. So, I'm here. I'm here. What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. This is Doggie Diamonds No Filter. For real, for real. This is no filter where I'm going to say what I want, and I'm going to do what I want, and I'm going to give you some clarity on some things that you're not clear on. Because it's a lot of chit chatter, but a lot of people are not clear and they don't understand and they don't know. So I'm going to give you understanding today. I'm going to give you understanding today. This is easy. This is easy work for me. So Kanye West goes on Drink Champs. Now, we knew from the beginning that it was going to be crazy because Kanye West is saying what he said. Oh, I got on my No Filter shirt today too, the throwback. So we going there. Kanye West goes on Drink Champs. He already got kicked off of the shop. So we knew something is up. He's saying something. He said what he said to Diddy. It went public. He said what he said. He said what he said on the shop. They didn't air it. So we know something is in the air. But obviously he has something to say. So who comes to the rescue? Dun, 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 dun. He's going to go on Drink Champs and he's going to say what he wants to say. He's going to have the free platform to say what he wants to say. That's what we expecting. What did we watch? We watched him say what he wanted to say. Whether you agree with it or disagree with it, he said what he wanted to say. Some of it made you hold your mouth. Some of it made you say, nah, I'm not messing with him no more. Some of it, he said, you like, yo, that was right and exact. Some of the things he said, I've said before. Y'all heard me say it. Y'all watched me say it. But it ain't about me. It's about them. Before the show comes on, there is a disclaimer. Before the show, there is a disclaimer letting the audience know the views expressed by Kanye West don't reflect the views of N.O.R.E, DJ EFN, and Drink Champs or Revolt. So right there's a disclaimer. So right there, you're in the clear to get away with whatever this dude is about to say. Because right there, you cleared yourself. Whatever comes out of this guy's mouth, you don't have anything to do with because you let it be known the views expressed by this man has nothing to do with me. That's the beginning. So you're in the clear. You cleared yourself because when he comes there, you know he's going to be fiery. You know he's going to say something that you're not in alignment with. Then you don't have to do that. You don't have to apologize. Why are you apologizing for something that came out the other man's mouth? You know why you apologizing? Because they did this. I don't like what he just said. You let him say that. And now your ass is in trouble. And he wouldn't have been able to say some of them things if you knew how to challenge it. So Nore, you my brother, you the homie. You can't blame being inebriated on Kanye saying some of the things that he said and you're going over your head because you was inebriated, because the name of the show is Drink Champs. You're going to be inebriated. You're going to be inebriated. That's what you do. You get drunk. People say wild shit. So what are you apologizing for? He said that. You didn't say nothing. And again, if you had... I'm trying to be nice. If you had the fucking sense, you would have been able to challenge what he was saying if you wasn't in agreement. But the fact that you sat there and let him speak the way he wanted to speak, you agreed with it. So you agree with it after the fact that somebody told you you shouldn't agree with it? Because if you don't agree with somebody while they're speaking to you, how I do my interviews, if I don't agree with you while you're speaking, I'm going to say, yo, nah, you bugging. When I interview Max B, and I said, what is it going to take? Go back and watch the interview. I said, what is it going to take for you and Jim Jones and all this to end? Somebody got to die. What did I say? Nah, you don't mean that. Off the money, now you don't mean that. When I interviewed Charlie Rock LD, and he said Fat Joe is broke, he's only worth $4 million. That ain't broke. So I'm never going to sit there and let my guests say what they want to say and not challenge it if I don't agree with it. If you don't agree with something, you challenge it. So right there, you cleared your ass. No, I didn't let him talk crazy. He said what he said, and I didn't agree with it. So if you sit there getting bent, cracking jokes, playing, this is a critical time in history. This is a critical time in history. Listen to what Kanye was saying, whether you agree with it or not. That's not the point. It's the fact that he said it out loud. People die for the shit that he said. People lose their life. They lose their career. They lose everything for the shit that he said. It's a critical time in history. So where's the interview at? This is what I'm saying. You challenge it. If you don't agree with it, you challenge. Now, homie, I don't agree with that. Because you got to be able to articulate your point. If this dude is just saying shit, shooting from the hip, I'm not mad because he's sitting before me. I mean, I'm not happy because he's sitting before me. You say, nah, no, me, homie, that's not right and exact. I don't agree with that. This is the one time you don't drink. This is the one time you don't drink, because you know this fiery individual is about to come over here and say something that's mind-blowing, that's going to shock the world. You got to be on point. You got to be ready. You got to be sitting there like, yo, hold on. Nah, he not going to jam me up. Because if you knew what he said he had no business saying, you wouldn't put a disclaimer up before the interview. You have to be able to say, listen, you got to be able to intellectually spar with him, because Kanye thinks he's smart. So you got to be sitting there like, yo, hold on, what you say? He said what he said about George Floyd family. That's what he think. You know what I would say to him? You got an autopsy report? What did the autopsy say? That's it. You clear yourself right there. And if you don't have an autopsy report and the autopsy is not in alignment with what you just said, that is bullshit. And you tell them that, nah, homie, you bugging. That's not what the autopsy said. That's not what the autopsy said. That's it. So you don't got to apologize to George Floyd family because you checked them right on the spot. Period. Nah, that ain't what the autopsy said. So that's bullshit. You my man. You could play. You my man and all that hell, all that shit you do. But you could tell him that's bullshit. But again, we like laughing. We like playing. We like kikiing. This is a fucking critical moment in history. And I watch niggas blow it every time. I watch people get the opportunity to make history and fuck it up. Yeah, you got numbers. But what does it all mean now? What does it all mean? Kanye West say what he say. If you're a person with knowledge, and so I like to see Kanye sit down with Talib Kweli. I want to see that. Sit down with Talib. That's your man. He put you on. Sit down with him. Because I know when he say certain things, Talib got the intellect to say, nah, that ain't right. He's going to agree with some things. Some of the things that Kanye said I do agree with. But when I don't agree with you, I have to tell you, I have to challenge you, and I have to make you stand on what you're saying if it don't make no sense. You got to make that shit make sense. You can't just sit there and just tell me anything. No, hold on. What? Nah, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. When people shoot from the hip, we in the information age where prove what you're saying. Because people be pulling all types of stats out their ass and this, that, and the third. So now you got to go on an apology tour. Now you got to say, I'm sorry for what he said. I'm not sorry for what the next man ever say. I didn't say that shit. And if you gave him a platform, you already know he was going to come on there and say some bugged out shit. That's why you got him on there. That's why you got him on there. Everybody is not meant to do interviews. Some people are meant to entertain. That is not an entertaining moment. That is not an entertaining moment. That is a moment in history that we're all bearing witness to. That you got to be on point. Because this dude is going to say some wild shit that, nah, I got to be ready. I got to be ready. So if I interview somebody and they say something that's not right, that shit don't sound right to me. That don't make me sense. That don't make any sense. That don't make any sense. I ain't apologizing for shit that come out another man's mouth. You know why? Because in that moment of him saying something that don't make no sense, I'm going to be like, yo, nah, that's bugged out. Nah, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Because you're not making any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Qualify that statement because you're making some broad statements. This is a time in history when the whole world are looking at the shit that we do. So you can't just be talking out the side of your face. That's why I get mad when people just be shooting from the hip, regurgitating shit, saying all types of shit, and nobody chimes in and say, yo, that's bullshit. Y'all just sit there and watch. You do not let Kanye West take over because the man can talk and he's going to talk. You don't let him take over. You steer that ship. And what you say, well, I just didn't want him to walk out. So he's just allowed to just say whatever he want to say. He just allowed because you don't want him to walk out. So that's when people start saying you did it for the numbers. But you fumbled the ball. That's why you sorry. And I know that hammer is coming. I know they gonna drop that hammer. I know about the sponsors. I know about all the people involved that's saying, yo, nah, we can't fuck with you. We can't fuck with you. No, you fucked up. We trying to get him quiet and you giving him a voice? And you letting him say what he said? And you sat there? Nah. No. In my time of being in the street, in my time of drinking 40 ounces of malt liquor, the worst shit you can drink, in my time of drinking Hennessy, E&J, all the shit that I drink, I have never in my life sat there and drank for 3 hours listening to somebody ramble. My personality won't allow that to happen. Because the more drunk, what the hell is that? The more drunk you get, the more you drink, you get a little antsy. You'll be like, man, get the fuck out of here. Seriously. The more argument starts from drinking than anything. So there's no way you can get drunk and somebody can say some shit that you don't agree with and be like, man, get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit. So it's not about whether you agree with Kanye. It's not about whether you disagree with him. It's the fact that he said what he said, and he should have been allowed to say it and stand on it without any correction, without anybody take anything down, or without anybody apologizing. Seriously. So, all that showed is who the boss is. We ain't the boss of shit. We ain't the boss of nothing. When you talk and you speak your truth, somebody can always say, yo, you gotta shut the fuck up. You ain't shut him up, so we gonna shut you up. And you better apologize. I wouldn't apologize to the Floyd family. I didn't say that. I don't agree with that. And I let it be known publicly, but when you don't let it be known publicly, that means you agree, right? If somebody say, yo, in any show, in any setting, if somebody say, yo, man, I'm not eating no ketchup. Ketchup is nasty. If you eat ketchup, you're going to say, nah, I eat ketchup. You ain't going to sit there and say nothing. Because if you didn't say nothing, that means you was in agreement when this person made this statement. You're going to be like, yo, nah, ketchup ain't nasty. I fuck with ketchup. But you didn't do that. You sat there quiet. That's why the next day, you're apologizing. And, Mr. D, the saddest thing about all of this, as crazy as you think this man is, as much you're not in alignment with what he said, everybody just proved Kanye right. He's right now. They do control everything. They can try to silence you. They can shit on you. They proved this point. They proved this point. I don't agree with what he said about some things because He can't factually prove that. But they proved his point now. Congratulations, y'all just martyred him. That proved his point. That's what he was saying. That's what he was saying. And not even 24 hours later, y'all proved his point? Oh, man. Y'all proved his point. So y'all proved his point? He was saying they control everything. They control this, they control that. And you're supposed to say, because everybody's black excellence, right? This is black excellence, right? You might say, no, they don't control me. They don't control that. They don't control what we do. They don't control what we're talking about. Speak freely. But when I hear some bullshit, I'ma speak on it. They took the whole shit down. Now, television, and I've said this to you before, but I know y'all don't listen to some of the shit that I say unless Kanye say it or somebody else say it, but that's fine, right? Television, to put shows on television costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money. Them commercials cost a lot of money. That's why Diddy went on a rant about them not giving back to the culture. Not because he doesn't have the money, because he has revolt. He needs commercials and the corporations to buy commercials on revolt so they could put these shows up. Because the sponsorship pays for the shows. If one commercial for the Super Bowl costs $1 million plus, what do you think this TV thing costs? And if you look at Revolt, they run the same commercials all day. So Diddy was saying the corporations is taken from the culture when don't you own a few corporations? So why you not buying into your shit? But that's another topic. That's another topic. So now he's complaining about what the corporations is not doing for the culture. But look, he did a rant about that. He did a rant about that. So now we got to ask, who owns Revolt? Who owns Revolt? Who owns Revolt? When Jeffrey Dahmer was interviewed, did anybody apologize when Jeffrey Dahmer said he ate those people and he did all that shit? Did anybody apologize for Jeffrey Dahmer saying he ate people? Who apologized? Who said, I'm sorry for him talking about eating your loved one? Did anybody apologize? When they interviewed Timothy McVeigh, could we, when you want to go on? Did anybody apologize for the wild shit that came out of their mouth? What did they do? Viewer discretion is advised. The thoughts and comments that come out of this man's mouth has nothing to do with me. The Dahmer series has over 300 million streams. 300 million. The families of the hurt, the eaten, the drugged and raped men. Who apologized to them? Did they get any kickback from the 300 streams of this shit? Did they get any money? Did they say, hey, we're going to pay you, we get all of this, or we're going to send you some money? Is Netflix apologizing to them families? So what the fuck are you apologizing for? And you put up a disclaimer. Somebody made you do it. So we can't talk no bullshit if somebody make you apologize. Because again, I'm going to say it again. if what he said you didn't agree with, on the spot, you supposed to say, that, my friend, and I love you, you could do all that play shit you do, is bullshit. That's it. George Floyd is a no. We don't talk about that because that has nothing to do with anything. What the fuck you got to do with that? Oh, because you want to go in on BLM to justify your WLM. But when you got knowledge of self, he can't pull that shit over your eyes. Because when he say it, you're going to be like, yo, homie, that's what the autopsy report said? That's what the autopsy report said? And if it didn't say that, you shouldn't say that. You hurting a lot of people. When Kanye said slavery was a choice, people were up in arms. The dude went up in arms. He wasn't there for that. That was Harvey. Y'all got to pay attention. That was Harvey. What is Harvey? We just leave it right there. Harvey, the black man, became famous for going at Kanye because he said slavery was a choice. Kanye got challenged on the spot. How did he get challenged? Dude became famous for challenging Kanye on the spot. And then got kicked out the whip. But he challenged him on the spot. Nah, you hurt me when you said that. Straight up. Nah, that's not true. I don't agree with that. The next day, you think Harvey is going to say, I apologize for Kanye West saying slavery is a choice? You think Harvey's going to apologize for Kanye West saying slavery was a choice? How many of us was up in arms with that? How many of us was crying? How many people was upset? Did Harvey apologize? Harvey Levin from TMZ. Did Harvey apologize? Know why he didn't apologize? Because the dude straight up said, yo, that's bullshit. That's all Nore had to do. But Harvey didn't apologize. The show went on. Matter of fact, that was a part of the end of Kanye West as we knew it. That's when we was like, oh, this nigga's tripping. See what I'm saying? See how they play shit? See how they play with us? You understand what I'm saying? See how they play with us. So, for the people who's angry and mad, they just validated Kanye West. They just validated everything that he was saying, everything he thought. They just validated it. So whatever was bullshit, he just validated it. So, whether you agree or disagree with Kanye West, that don't matter. It's the fact that free speech ain't free no more, because every time you speak, somebody gotta pay. And whether you pay financially or you gonna pay with your blood or your platform. Oh man, it's so much to unpack with this, but I'm gonna leave y'all on that point right there. Nore, you shouldn't apologize, bro. You didn't do anything wrong. The only thing you did wrong is that you fucking drink too much, and you should have been on point. Who knows what's gonna happen now? All well ends well. But the bankers stick together. Just know that. Moving along. So I see MC Serch is selling his share of Nas Illmatic. And it was written. 27 years of owning something that we believe is one of the greatest albums in hip hop history. Think about that. One of the greatest albums in hip hop history, people will believe is Illmatic, and then some people will argue that it was written. In 2022, Serch still owns some of that shit and selling it. That's just so confusing to me because I thought we was black excellence. I thought you was a billionaire. I thought all this shit. How you still own your greatest piece of work is owned? That's almost equivalent to Basquiat being alive and writing drawing one of the greatest paintings that somebody else owns it. 27 years later? So he gave you something 27 years ago when you was a child? And he's been eating off you for 27 motherfucking years? And we black excellence? Nah, fam, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. 27 years? Nah, I ain't jacking that shit. Because shout out to MC Serch. But let's look at the timing of it. Because you got to look at the timing. Look at the timing. The timing is Kanye. So we're going to tie it all in. Why these two subjects, or these three subjects, are even tied together. Deontay Wilder, N.O.R.E, Kanye, MC Serch, and Nas. I'm going to tell you why they all tied together. Who spoke out against Kanye West? Serch. He was saying Kanye's saying how black people don't got no voice. We don't got no ownership. How many of them was signed to us? Or how many of us is signed to them? But how many of them is signed to us? That made me say, hold on. Damn. None of them ever signed to us. Because we don't got shit to sign them. But we got to sign to them. He speak out against Kanye, who's trying to say, no, we got to this, that, and the third. Hence this blackness that everybody wants to be on when it's convenient. Black excellence. Then he comes out of nowhere and say, I'm going to sell my piece of Nas. Huh? Where the fuck that come? How you own that shit? So you put somebody on 27 years ago and you still own that shit? But we mad at Diddy for doing the shit to Mace? And everybody mad at Diddy saying, nah, Diddy should give it back. Diddy should give it back. Why ain't nobody saying that shit to Serch? Why isn't anybody saying Serch need to give Nas his shit back? He's selling it? Illmatic, and it was written? You've been eating off of Nas for 27 motherfucking years? He didn't pay you back by now? The money that you probably gave him? The money that you gave him? You ain't get that shit back 10 times over? This how this work? So we sitting there saying, how the fuck do Serch own some of Nas? Oh shit, that's crazy. Why you saying that publicly, fam? Why you saying that publicly? Why now? Because the same people that Kanye is talking shit about, he's one of them. He came out. He came out and defended. He said the names, Steve Rifkin, N.O.R E. I ain't gonna say all their names because of this. He did that on purpose. He did that on purpose. It was purposely done. But Nas is a billionaire. Nas did investment. Nas got... So how the fuck you come out of nowhere saying you gonna sell your stake in him 27 years later? And this man is a reported billionaire, Nas. Y'all don't see the play? Y'all don't see the play? It's a play to let you know who the fuck the bosses are. Y'all don't see the play? It's the play. It's a play. That as great as Nas is, as excellent he is, as a prolific writer he is, and he's still touring with Wu-Tang in 2022 and don't own all his shit? Y'all done paying attention. So the billionaires, let me show you something. The billionaires allegedly are Diddy, Kanye, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, and Nas. Now, when we talking about this story, you don't find it ironic that all the billionaires are in this story? Revolt, Diddy, Kanye West, Nas. Who owns them? And Kanye is saying, y'all niggas don't own me. Y'all niggas don't own me. That's what he was saying. Y'all don't own me. And Serch come out of nowhere and say, well, I own Nas. Y'all don't see the play? Y'all don't see the play? It's a play. Divine timing? Well, they reported Nas was a billionaire with all the tech shit. And y'all can say he's not a billionaire, but look it up. They reported it. And regardless whether he's a billionaire or not, what difference do he make? He got more money than me or you, and he's one of the most prolific writers and one of the greatest writers ever. So when the dudes say, y'all don't own me, he says, I own Nas. But y'all don't get it, though. I know. I got to sit on here with props and shit and play. Everybody not going to get it. Everybody not going to get it. Because regardless of the fact of how much money he got, he's still one of the greatest we've ever seen in this game. And this dude just come out and sell me and say, I'm selling what I own to Nas. But y'all don't see the play, though. Anyway, let me move on. Deontay Wilder. Respect. Shout out. And love to Deontay Wilder. A man who got into boxing as an adult to feed his family. His daughter has a rare disease called, I think it's spina bifida or spinal bifida. I cannot pronounce it. And all I see is him knocking motherfuckers out. Knocking motherfuckers clean out. who talked about what they were doing to our people to this day on a platform saying what he want. Always talking about our people. Always talking about us. Always talking about us. Always talking about something that happened to us. And you know who hate him the most? You know who talked the most shit about him? Us. And I don't like it. All you say is that, yo, he don't got the skill. What skill do you need if you knock people the fuck out? What skill do you need if you knock people the fuck out? Heavyweight boxing, you want to see somebody get knocked the fuck out. Period. You don't want to see nobody ducking, and you don't want to see that shit. That's not what heavyweight boxing is about. It's about knocking somebody the fuck out. And he's done that every time. And all y'all keep talking about, he don't got the skills. He don't got the skills. What skills do you need if you got a right hand from the creator? Why y'all always shitting on him? Why y'all always talking bad about him? Why the fuck do Mike Tyson keep calling him Deontay? His name is not Deontay. That's a sign of disrespect. You keep calling him Deontay. His name is not Deontay. His name is Deontay. Now you don't know how to pronounce his name? Your lisp is fucking with you? He's the heavyweight champion of the world at one point, and you can't pronounce his name? And he's a fucking black man who speak for black people, who's fighting, getting punched in his fucking head to feed his family, and you gonna keep calling him Deontay? Look at all the black fighters. All they do is shit on him. All they do is shit on him. Ray Mercer, look what Ray Mercer said. Look it up. They're rooting for Tyson Fury at times. They're rooting for everybody else. They actually said the guy that he just fought could possibly beat him. He don't got the skill. What fucking skill do you need if I'm going to punch you in your face and you're going to fall? That takes skill to punch somebody in their fucking mouth and they fall. You keep calling them Deontay, but you know Blue Boy. I'm never going to see somebody speak so eloquently and speak out for the rights of us and our people and shit on them because he don't got the skill. The fuck are you talking about? He work out every day. He work out every day in shape. Never did anything outside of the boxing ring to straight up and down clown us or make us look bad. You know who had boxing skill? You know who has skill? Luis Ortiz has skill. What did he do to Luis Ortiz? Everybody who they said got skills, he knocked them the fuck out. Now let's talk about Tyson Fury for a second. It's a possibility, allegedly, that Tyson Fury cheated. Okay. Now the third fight that they had, they both was knocking each other the fuck down. It ain't like he came in there and demolished Deontay Wilder. He got knocked the fuck down too. Anybody could have lost that fight. But he lost. Salute to that man. He lost. But it ain't like Tyson Fury is a beat fighter. He's undefeated. So of course he's going to knock people the fuck out too. He's 6'9". Not to mention, before Deontay Wilder told him to get his shit together, Tyson Fury was a custody. Tyson Fury was a custody. somewhere 500 pounds in a custody. And he said, yo, get yourself together, man. Get yourself together. He didn't have to do that shit. He was talking about earthing himself. So what the hell? He's 6'9", whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So he, if anything, helped him. But nobody will say that though. You just say, oh, he don't got no skill. So let's argument's sake, who's the most skilled boxer? Heavyweight. We're not talking about middleweight, bantamweight, junior weight. We're talking about heavyweight. Heavyweight boxing has always been, you want to see somebody get knocked out. Who has skill in boxing? Who has skill in boxing? Y'all all going to say Muhammad Ali has skill. Did Muhammad Ali have skill? Absolutely. But Muhammad Ali also lost to somebody with 7 fights, named Leon Spinks. Proved that anybody can lose. Leon Spinks? He lost to Leon Spinks. And he had all his fucking skill. How many people did Deontay Wilder lose to? One person. One person. But he don't have no skill. Who else has skill? Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes has skill. He was the heir apparent to Muhammad Ali. He was the heir apparent to, he was his sparring partner. He was his sparring partner. He lost to Michael Spinks, a souped up cruiserweight. Who else has skill? Michael Nore has skill. He lost to old ass George Foreman. One punch. He was fucking George Foreman up. One punch. So all this skill, this bobbing and weaving and body shots, that shit don't mean nothing when you get punched in your mouth and you're knocking people the fuck out. So let's stop shitting on him. Let's stop talking about skills. He don't got the skill. That skill is that right hand. That skill is that right hand. That skill is that right hand. So if Ali was washed when he fought Spinks and lost, then why he won the rematch? Come on, man. What are we doing? But again, all I'm saying is that y'all knocking the man for his skills or lack thereof when he's knocking people the fuck out. So he don't get no credit for knocking nobody out. He don't get no credit that only one person beat him in all his fights. Because his lack of skills, he would have been got his ass whooped, right? And he won a bronze medal. So what are y'all talking about? And again, it's us doing that shit to us. But it's people who will shit on him and say how great Fury is. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Make it make sense. And I'm going to be real with y'all. You could not like what I'm saying. There is no way on earth that I would have a black man fighting for his life, fighting for his family, and root for a white guy against that. Are you fucking stupid? But y'all talking about the skill set. This, that. Listen, I never, to me, in my opinion, I always felt like Holyfield could have been on that juice. That's just my opinion. I felt like that, allegedly. But y'all talking about his skills and he didn't lose. What are y'all, stupid? If he didn't have the skills, he would get fucked up. Make it make sense. It don't make no sense what y'all saying. Anyway, moving along. But it's sad though, because when you stand before the people and you speak for the people that you speak for sometimes don't like you the most. We all got dirt on us. I was talking to my brother Tadro today, and we were saying, in this era that we're in, there's a time of your life that you can't talk about. Do you realize that? With cancel culture being the way it is, there is a whole time in your life that you can't even talk about because people would say, you did that? Oh, hell no. Like everybody got a halo over their head. I don't know boxing, Leroy. Okay, fine. Anyway. You understand what I'm saying? There is a whole time with cancel culture, you can't even talk about shit. You can say, yo, when I was in 3rd grade, I hit this kid in the head with a rock. You hit somebody with a rock in 3rd grade? This is where we at. This is where we're at. So no matter what you say, somebody's going to say, that's fucked up of you. This is where we're at. Because y'all trying to act like, or we're trying to act like we didn't have hooky parties. You ever been to a hooky party? You ever been, let's just be real for 1 second. You ever been to a hooky party? What took place at the hooky party? If you tell the world publicly what took place at the hooky party, you will be judged and executed. When they ass was there too, or when they been there before too. You ever been to a hooky party? Certain things people don't speak on because you can't. So when you see people speak freely, whether you agree with it or not, it take a lot of balls to speak freely. It take a lot of balls. It take a lot of, it is what it is. Because you know for a fact that they coming for you. And you know who comes for you the most? Your own people. Your own people. Gonna look at you and say, I can't believe you did that. Nigga, you was there too. Or you was there in a different way. We come from the inner city. We come from places where shit was just fucked up. And the thing is, we never really get to tell our truth because you get judged by your people. How you expect an individual to act and their mother and father's in the room smoking crack? Just really think about that. That's where we come from. Your mother and father smoking crack. This is the thing. We don't talk about real shit because everything is party and bullshit and party and bullshit. But we don't talk about the psychological damage that all of us or many of us had to went through because maybe your mother and father wasn't smoking crack, but your homeboy mother and father was smoking crack, or this one was smoking crack because look what crack did to our community and did to us as a people. But nobody wants to talk about that shit. We act like that shit just didn't exist, and it existed, and it affected us chemically, psychologically, physically, and spiritually. But nobody talks about that shit. Nobody wants to say what that era did to us. And that was biological warfare. But nobody wants to talk about that shit. So we acting like everybody's normal. How the fuck could you be normal? And you seen somebody that was once the biggest, strongest man in the neighborhood that was able to lift cars, shriveled down to 90 pounds and people punching him in his face or sending him to the store. And he was once a superhero. Or somebody in your family that you can't let in the house. Your favorite uncle can't come in the house no more because he steals. Doggy, everybody ain't smoke crack in the hood, then I don't know what hood you're from. Congratulations that you never saw that before. But I know many people saw it. So you're one of one. And even if you didn't see it firsthand, you heard about it and it affected your people in different places. See, sometimes it don't have to happen to you, but you live vicariously through others because it affected different communities. So maybe it didn't happen in your hood. Maybe your hood was good. But what happened when you went to that hood? Anyway. So shout out to all the recovering addicts. Shout out to the people who fight every day not to get high. Shout out to the people who kicked. Shout out to the people who are sober, clean. Shout out to the people who've been through hell because of the shit that they put on us. Shout out to y'all because y'all don't get no pat on the back for getting your shit together. Shout out to y'all because that shit is hard. And that's why I preach sobriety to y'all. That's why I say, yo, stop doing this and stop doing that. I know you might be hurting by some of the shit that you went through, but realize it's all a game. You can say anything you want. I told you, you can say anything you want about us. You can shit on us in many, many different ways. You can talk about our babies that they used to feed the alligators. It's a fact. Look it up. Nobody talk about that shit. Y'all don't think that existed? Look it up. The babies was alligator bait. You can say anything about us. It gets promoted. You become famous. And you get a deal. Say something about them. Say something about them. Say something about anybody else. Say something about anybody else and watch what happens to you. Just watch what happens. So again, the thing is, when you watch people, historically, they got to know what the fuck they talking about. We can't keep regurgitating buzzwords because we're past a lot of the buzzwords. We're past buzzwords. Buzzwords just mean that. But historically, people have to be able to give you point of references and steer you in a direction so you can learn and educate yourself and understand what you're dealing with. This is bigger than just saying Boule and Illuminati. This is bigger than that because this shit is bigger than that. It's systematic. And what they were able to do through one story that I talked about, the second story I'm talking about, and the third story that I'm talking about is turn us against us. When Kanye say what he say, we could just straight up ignore him. You know that, right? I just bought some chairs. You know what I'm saying? I just bought some dining room chairs. I gotta go upstairs and put the chairs together. Kanye don't. The shit he said don't help me put them chairs together. It's real on some real shit. I'm like, yo, I gotta fucking put these chairs together. Shit. You understand what I'm saying? You got a real life. Some of y'all so into this shit that y'all forgot that you got to do homework with your kids. You got real shit to do. You forgot because you're so shade room. And I be seeing y'all in the shade room leaving y'all comments. That's why I said there's a lot of people I really got to pull back from because they don't get it. Because there's no way you can be in alignment with that and then fuck with me and listen to me. Because I'm trying to pull you from that, but that has all your attention. And it ain't about me having your attention either. It's about you having your attention, your children having your attention, your family having your attention, and your responsibilities having your attention. And the first person you're supposed to be responsible for is yourself. And a lot of people aren't. Because you abuse yourself, you abuse your mind, you abuse your body, and you let people, all of that shit abuse your spirit. And then you listen to the motherfuckers who acting like they with you. And then you sponsoring them and you giving them bread so they could talk, so they could look like and act like the people that they allegedly telling you not to fuck with. I'm confused. What's going on? Listen, I don't even know what's going on no more. And even, because you're saying the Willie Lynch thing, they're saying the Willie Lynch thing might be false, right? That's what they're saying. But if it is false, the idea isn't. Look it up. Like I'm telling y'all, I'm never going to tell you anything that I feel, unless we're just talking about shit like I like hummus and shit like that. But when we're talking about facts, when we're talking about real shit, it ain't about how I feel. It's about what's real. It's about what's real and what y'all got to deal with. Stop worshiping these people, man, because they're not for you. They're for themselves, as you should be. They're for themselves. Did y'all see my, if you could, if you can, if y'all can, hold on one second, if y'all can. Did y'all see my story, on, if you could see my story on YouTube. Oh shit. I mean, not YouTube, on Instagram. Hold on. Where am I? I know that I did the right thing. Damn it. I know I did. Sorry, y'all. 1 second. I'm about to go, but I have to find this story really, really quick if I could, because this is important to me. So there we go. Okay, perfect. There was one of the moderators. I need you to put this Cash App in the description for me. It's $CJD XTREM. So CJD Extreme. $CJD Extreme. $CJD Extreme. This is a group of little girls trying to raise money for their cheerleading squad. $CJD Extreme. So if one of the moderators, could you just type that for me, or anybody type it? $CJD Extreme. Yes, that's it right there. So if anybody could find it in your heart, bunch of little girls just trying to raise money for their cheerleading squad, and that actual Cash App goes to the coach. So I sent my money, you know what I'm saying? I'll show y'all, you know, I sent mine, you know what I'm saying? I just sent mine, yeah. And you know, they're little girls, little 8-year-olds. It was in my stories. I'm gonna put it back. They were little 8-year-olds just out there, you know, and just trying to raise money for their cheerleading squad. And that's what we gotta do. None of this shit matters, man, if we don't help the children, you know. That's what happens when you help the children. So again, $CJD Extreme. So with that, if you want to do an interview, where a person ain't all in the interview, letting you talk crazy, not checking you on the facts, not shutting you down when you say some dumb shit, not shitting on them when they saying some stupid shit, and you don't want to go on no apology tour after the fact. Kanye, you want to come somewhere and be able to spill your spill and let people hear what you got to say, but then tell you what you saying is bullshit? Kanye West, come to death row.